Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Tuesday, the 28th day of the month of October, 2025. It is Tuesday of the 30th week of the year, the 30th week in Ordinary Time. It is also the feast of Saints Simon and Jude, two of the apostles of Jesus. And where am I? I am in Mission Hills. So this is Mission Hills, in this neighborhood in San Diego. This is the Friary, St. Francis Friary, our chapel right over there. It's a bit of a rambling complex of things. So this is where it is. There's also AstroTurf. Go figure. But in California, everything dies. So we have AstroTurf on the ground over here. So it's a lovely little house over here, lovely little friary over here. And so getting ready for the day here, although it is probably almost noon where you all are, but trying to run on two different time schedules, whatever it is. So from San Diego, from Mission Hills, it is also a bit foggy, as you can see. The marine layer is still burning off, coming off of the Pacific. So one ocean to the next. Our readings for today on this, again, Simon and Jude, two of the most unknown of all the apostles. Again, Philip and James, perhaps, well, actually not Philip and James, but Simon and Jude, perhaps the least known of all of them. And the thing about it is that they were still called to be apostles, and it's so important to realize that. So Jude, the patron saint of hopeless causes. Why does that happen? It's, again, there's a lot of tradition that gets attached to all of this, and a lot of legend and things like that. He didn't seem to be hopeless when he was with Jesus, and he doesn't really say anything hopeless. But it just, things get attached to people. But Simon is the most interesting one, because Simon the Zealot, and the Zealots were a terrorist group in many ways, trying to overthrow Roman occupation in Israel during Jesus' time. And so Jesus brings to himself, a terrorist, to basically, see in him a spirit that is more than just geared towards violence and violent overthrow of things, but somebody whose desire for Israel to live as it should and to be as it should is something that the kingdom of God can use, the reign of God can use. And it's important for us to kind of remember these kinds of things, within our distinctions and our divisions that we make in this world today. Both Simon and Jude represent the embrace of God to look at things very differently sometimes than we do ourselves. And so with that today, special readings, again, that we break the normal course. So Ephesians, basically a much happier reading than we've heard from Romans the last couple of days, in which Romans is constantly telling us about our sinful bodies. Get over it, Paul, please. But here we have Peter, Paul writing to the Ephesians, the church in Ephesus, that we are members of the saints, the holy ones of God, because we dare to believe that we are much more now than we appear, that we are much more than we seem, or that we might understand our own selves to be, because we are linked to God, and that makes everything different. Again, when Father Steve Kluge used to call us saints among the saints, or saints of God, that's echoing that Eucharistic prayer, the second Eucharistic prayer for reconciliation, which gives us the petition that one day we will be saints among the saints in the halls of heaven, giving joy to God and giving praise to God, because we recognize fully who and what we are called to be. It isn't just one special group over another special group over another special group. It is all of us together, working to build this kingdom, working to create who and what this God wants us to be and what this God asks us to be in this world. The gospel from Luke, though, is rather nondescript. Basically all it is the list of the apostles, and it says that Jude and Simon are there. It also talks about Judas Iscariot, who becomes traitor. He's more important than Simon the Zealot. It seems as a red mark, or a red flare within the group of the apostles. But just the list of who they are. Again, common, ordinary people, not without any kind of great designation, without any kind of great pedigree or whatever it is that Jesus, or that needed to be recommended, or whatever it is, but that these are the people that God chooses, that Christ chooses to be among his very own, and again gives sight to us that who we are and who we happen to be are also, again, a gift from God to this world, and who are companions of Christ, who are companions of God. The more that we recognize our own uniqueness and our specialness among the saints, among the apostles, in the halls of heaven and the halls that we walk through on this very earth. A blessed day from Mission Hills, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord give you his peace.